Go. Alright, so because I make shit content and I don't really know what else to do, I'm not going to upload this anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I want to go through all the operators, what weapons I think what I think work best with them, really, and kind of like what skins and stuff, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to start with Sledge. But also the reason I don't have actual imagery of me doing this is because I ran some technical difficulties that involve me not knowing how the fuck I do that. So Sledge, I don't see why people dislike the idea of using an attack shotgun, because I personally really like it. I use the M590A1 shotgun available to all the SAS operators. I don't use sights because the sights in this gun, iron sights in this gun, are amazing. And I do use a laser sight because, I mean, this thing has terrible hip fire, just awful hip fire, so I feel like this would help. I don't know if it does. I use the Union Jack skin on all Sledge's weapons. Secondary, I use his SMG-11 because it's the SMG-11, and that's all I'm going to say there because it's the SMG-11. Oh, actually, I use the reflex sights on the SMG-11. I don't know why. I just prefer it over the other ones. I don't know. It looks nice for the gun. I also use the Union Jack skin for that one. I use a grenade because I'm not a pussy and use flash. And that's all for Sledge. I don't have any headgear for him. Secondary, is it secondary? Secondary? Is it secondary? Probably. Secondly, I use Thatcher. Thatcher, for him, I don't use the L85A1. Uh, I2, actually, but I read that wrong. And I don't use a shotgun, because I need someone with range. I use his AR-33, because I really like this gun. And it works well at iron sights, actually, which is surprising if you're an attack recruit. I use the Smith's weapon skin because that skin is fucking amazing. I use the angle grip just because I don't like the look of the vertical grip, which probably isn't the smartest thing ever because it's kind of put me in a disadvantage. But you know, I use a compensator, which is the one that reduces the recoil spread of a rapid firing. The reason I use this is because I'm not very precise, so the flash hider doesn't really help. Neither does the muzzle brake. Even though if I learnt to use them, I'll probably be pretty good with them. It's just I do prefer the compensator. The sights, I'll either use the holographic sights or the ACOG. You're going to notice a trend here with most operators. I will use the ACOG or holographic. The holographic I prefer generally because I'm more of a close range person. I also use a laser sight. I don't know why, just for this gun specifically. I mean, it's not like it's got good hip fire or anything. I don't know, I just really like the laser sight, how it looks on this gun. For secondary, this only got one secondary, but just in case you're wondering, I use it with a laser sight because all pistols should have that, and I use it with the muzzle brake instead of suppressor because I'm not very silent with my weaponry, and they'll probably notice me anyway, even if I did use a suppressor. So next one across is Ash. I don't know about Ash. I mean, I love actually second favorite gun like in all time in all video games actually because not real guns, but is the G36C. I love this gun, just everything about it. For Ash, I don't personally like using it. I don't know, Ash, I just like rushing. I'm not very good at rushing, do it anyway. Uh, I use the R4C assault rifle, which is better with the holographic than the ACOG because G36C, the ACOG's good because it has manageable recoil, so ACOG works well. While the R4C, I keep pronouncing that wrong. I use the holographic because that's what I'd use if I was going to be in there fast, close quarters combat, all that kind of stuff. Secondary, I use the M45. Can't read the best. I think it's Meusoc, Musoc or something. I don't use the USD because it's shit and it has terrible damage. While this has pretty good damage, so I use this instead. I don't have any attachments, so I don't play Ash that much. But yeah, I don't really like Ash. I don't know. I'm just not that good at rushing, really. Alright, second FBI operators. I'm not a fan of the FBI operators. I don't know if anyone else notices. I really like the SAS operators because all of the SAS operators are good. The FBI operators, I feel like they're very good in attack. They lack a little in defense with their Pulse and Castle. I know some people use Castle really well, but I don't know. I've just never got used to him. And Pulse actually for a while I did use pretty well. I used his shotgun because actually that's for another time. But I did quite like Pulse, even though he's not the best. Anyway, Thermite. I don't use his shotgun because I feel he's very good for peeking into the objective. So I use his 556. Is that like 10? Is that Roman numerals or is that just X1? Actually, in Roman numerals is X110 anyway. I don't know. Anyway, I use it with ACOG because I said again, peeking into the objective. I use a compensator because, as I said, I'm not really one for managing my shots. I use the angle grip. Actually, why do I use the angle grip? You know what? Actually, I might change it to the vertical. Actually, I'm gonna do that now. I'll change it to the vertical because that's better, just generally. Uh, the charm, I'm probably gonna use. I got this one thing from Crystal, the Capcan Santa. I fucking love it, man. It's so cool. It's just like Captain in the Santa Claus outfit. I use them on quite a lot of my guns, but I don't use them for Captain, which is weird. Captain shit. Anyway, and the skin, I unlocked this early on, the Crimson. I just call it Red. But I unlocked this really early on. I'm really proud of it because I spent like full Rian on it. I didn't like you pay to win or anything, but it's not really pay to win. It's cosmetic, but I don't know. I regret buying it, but at the same time, red. So it's not my favourite colour. My favourite colour purple. So, alright. Again, no headgear. You might notice that I'm kind of skipping in and out of actually talking about headgear and talking about all that stuff and just like forgetting about it with operators I don't really care about. I don't really play Thermite much because there's much better Thermites out there. Next is Twitch. Now, people might hate me for this, but I don't like the F2. I mean, I'm just not very good with assault rifles, really. I either use shotguns or, like, DMRs and stuff, but, I don't like the F2. Well, actually, I'm okay with the F2. It's just, it doesn't really spring for me. I know a lot of people really like this gun. I don't really like it. I don't know. I'm just crap with assault rifles. I actually use the 417, which is, like, the DMR. I unlocked a really cool skin for it. So, I mean, it's not, like, a valuable skin or anything. I just think it looks cool. It's like a glacier. It's like it's orange. I really like it. And it's got the ACOG, because of course it does. I, for some reason, have the holographic unlocked on it, even though the holographic is not great for a DMR. I use the muzzle brake, because single shot firing. I don't know why I did. I have laser sights on this. I don't know. I think I used to use Twitch a lot when I first got the game, so I have laser sights on it because I didn't understand how laser sights worked. So a lot of this stuff I have laser sights on operators I don't use much and used to use. Montaigne, this is probably my favourite attack operator. I main Montaigne. I just found out they have skins for the shield. I didn't know this. So anyway, the loadout, I've got the shield of course, and I've got this really cool one called Mutineer. I really like it. It's such a bit crap really, but I mean, it's either that or I don't have a skin on my shield, so you know. I got this with Rion, I'm very proud of it. Secondary for him, I use his smoke grenades and I use the LF. Fuck that. I use the revolver because this thing's really fucking cool. Pistol, everyone's like, oh yeah, but the pistol's more sparing. I mean, it's just better. And I'm like, oh fuck off! Look at this. This is a fucking revolver. How come you fucking McCree with a shield? I mean, do you want to be McCree with a shield? I think you want to be McCree with a shield. Anyway, I use the laser sights because shield operators just use laser sights because if you ever need to hip fire, laser sights are good. And the downside of laser sights, they give away position. They're gonna know where you are already if you're a shield operator, which I don't like. I'm only actually we'll get into that in the defense video. I'm probably gonna do after this. Anyway, I've got this really cool weapon skin for it. It's like probably my favourite skin I have for anything. It's universal. It's the Cobalt weapon skin. Oh my god, I love this thing. It's just so cool. Blue's not even my favourite colour, but this thing is badass. I mean, I probably should have got like the amethyst one or something, but just Cobalt, the Cobalt skin for this thing is so fucking cool. I mean, you can't see this, but I'm like rotating it and everything. Oh, it's so amazing. Anyway, enough about the skin. I think it looks badass. Well, not really badass, it's nice. Alright, next is Glaz. Um, this might be a bit awkward. I actually mained Glaz for a while. Yeah, I was thinking. I don't know. I'm actually pretty good with him, which really scared me when I first found out. Because I mained him for ages, but I was really good with him. I was like, oh wow, I'm actually alright with Glaz. But I mean, I don't use him because he's fucking Glaz. And I feel like he puts me at a disadvantage. But I guess on certain maps, like I quite like using him on House. Even though I'm not sure if anyone else has noticed this. For me, I never get House. I mean, at the end of season 3, I want to say that's the one Boke, isn't it? In season 3, I got a match of House. Right, since then, I've not had a match of House, not a single one. I've never played on House since then. I'm like, House is like my favourite map. I never get to play on it. Anyway, I use his OTS because that's his only gun. I have the Cobalt weapon skin for this as well. I actually have the Cobalt weapon skin for all the mains I use. So like Glaz, Montaigne. I don't have to use Glaz anymore, but you know. I use the red dot sight. For ages, I just didn't use a sight on it because I quite like the aesthetic of that. But after I realised the red dot actually puts me more of an advantage, I just prefer it. And I use the muzzle brake because single shot firing. It's an OTS rifle. Yeah. Alright, and his handgun, I use the PPM over the Glash 18. Probably because of its damage input, and also it's got a really cool skin called Clock. It's something Japanese, I want to say. I don't know. I got it with year 4, so I'm guessing it's Japanese. It's probably a year 4 skin. Or is that Russian? I don't know languages. It's KHOKHLOMA. Anyway. I use a suppressor because this thing looks really cool suppressor. It reminds me of like a James Bond gun. I mean, James Bond, I don't think I ever used this, but you know, it reminds me of that. And I use laser sight because I don't know. I use laser sights on pistols. It might put me at a disadvantage, but I don't know. I feel like it's worth it. Just to make the pistol look cooler. Don't have any headgear for him because actually I have headgear for Montaigne and Smoke, which is my other main, and that's about it. Alright, Fuse. I don't know. A while back, there's a Ubisoft challenge where you had to like get some like 30 gadget kills, and they let you get this cool skin figure. It actually looked like shit when I actually found out what it looked like, but you know. Anyway, and I don't know, it was really cool. Well, I thought it was gonna be. It wasn't. It was like a Christmas present. But anyway, for ages I used his 6P41 like machine gun. I used to love this thing, and I was like, why would anyone ever use the assault rifle? Then I actually use this rifle. I'm like, oh, this one's pretty good. It's an AK, so pretty good. I use a PPM again, it's basically a copy of Glaz's handgun, exactly the same. I find the Germans. Blitz, he's a shit Montaigne, I'm not going to talk about him. Alright, actually that's going to offend some people, but I don't know, there's not much to talk about him, he's not really that customizable. Wait, he has a uniform, hang on, what? Oh shit, Blitz has a uniform. No, he doesn't. Wait, what? Why does it let me? Never mind. Anyway, Blitz, I personally don't like him, I just prefer Montaigne. IQ? IQ's one where I obviously use her AUG because it's her best gun. I have skins for like her other one as well, her G8A1, which is like machine gun. Because I don't know, I think that looked cool. I mean, it's not worth it, but it looked cool. It had a cool skin. I use the Horton skin because I feel like it looks more like a classic AUG because the AUG has a like green thing. It looks kind of greeny and like it has that. I use a compensator because again, rapid firing, bit shit. Alright. Next one is Buck. That's the only DLC operator I have. Wait, no, I have Echo on the other side. I have Echo and Buck. They're my two DLC operators. But anyway, Buck, I use his C8 SFW over his Chimeras. His Chimeras is a DMR, I know, but I mean, I never really used it. I probably should actually. It's probably pretty good. Anyway, I like this gun. It's got the underbarrel shotgun. I just feel like it's a shit sledge, but I mean, I get he has more versatility. I just never really got into him. I use his laser sights for his shotgun and barrel shotgun. I guess you're not meant to really use that for combat, no, breaching, but you know. I use. What do I use for him? I think I use the compensator again. Yeah, I use compensator. I use laser sight, I've said, and crimson. I've got the crimson on him. I mean, because it's special, but I don't have hatred for Buck. I just I don't know. I'm not sure about him. His handgun though, his handgun's badass. The MK1 9mm. That thing's cool. I swear that thing was in Fallout, but you know, I run with grenades because I prefer exploding things. Anyway, oh, and that hasn't been. Oh, bugger. Well, I don't know how to make videos. This was meant to be on a slideshow. Look, there we go. It wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be on a slideshow, but you know, we have the picture of Smoke. Smoke is my spirit animal. He's like the best operator in the game.